They say watch for slickery spots because melted snow has frozen overnight and could cause traumatic driving. Alright, 6:30 a.m. Off we go.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna podcast this morning is gonna be sipping coffee. It's too early. This is not Cruel Dog and the Gray Bear. Yeah, this is not Cruel Dog and Gray Bear, the morning show. Oh, I don't know, we got cars coming. I want to crash. Oh yeah, last day of gun season, by the way. Last day. And then it goes to muzzleloader, and then back to bow and arrow. So it's really not over. It's 3 months of hunting. Stand by like 10 after 7 and just sitting here looking at the woods and look over to my right at like 7:35 and I thought, there's something over there that looks like a deer. So I'm kind of looking at it and it's not moving. I think it's a stump. I don't see nothing. I'm watching. So I finally saw its head move, got my binoculars on it, and it's kind of off behind some trees. I can't really get a good clear view or shot at it. So I just kind of watch it, and then it turns around, walks the opposite direction, throw the binoculars as it's walking away, and I could have swore I saw antlers, but I don't know. The mind plays tricks on you when you sit out here and stare at the trees for hours on end. But that's pretty much my story. It's like 20 after 8 right now. Haven't seen anything moving.
Okay, everybody. This is the 30th, the last day of the click boom. Allegedly. Gun season. And, who knows, maybe get lucky and fill a doe tag tonight. That'd be awesome. Then we start the muzzleloader tomorrow. Still hoping the big buck comes back by. Can always hope. Hoping it's free. It doesn't cost you nothing. But you gotta put the hours in, right? So we're out here a little bit earlier than we would normally come out. And get all set up. And took a different way in. Found another run kind of going behind me over there. So I got one little corner open window so I can look out there. Peek. And that's it. That's what I got. Hopefully that mesh. It looks good to me coming up to the blind. The mesh looks like it does a really good job. The mesh on the windows. But I don't know about a deer. But I try not to move anyway, so. Into the fray we go once again.
What else people done? Crazies.
Today's podcast is stand placement.
Stand?
Stand. Ground blind, tree stand.
Like Stan from South Park or something.
Cop a squat. Whatever you do.
Don't drive in the woods.
Well, it's like you're sitting in the pop-up blind, and you've got you close the window. So you obviously have the back window closed. Side windows are what, half closed? 3/4 closed?
Yeah, at least 3/4 closed.
And for the most part, what you're seeing is, right, you could do this.
Yep.
And that's it. From a tree stand, I can tell you sometimes it's frustrating for me because you get up there and you can see everywhere. Behind you, underneath you, up to the sky, you can see everything. So where do you look? Well, luckily, Jer Bear stand, I've got those popples behind me, and they could move through there, but I'm never going to get a shot, so why even look that way? But the half-mile stand, my stand, I can shoot 360 degrees. I can find a shooting lane 360 degrees. Not always the best shot. We learned that. That being said, you know, I think if you're going to set up a stand, you know, you should basically, I don't know, somehow force yourself not to be able to look behind you. But then, okay, so now you set it up. We're setting it up on what? A deer run? A couple of tracks? Rubs? Scrapes?
What am I setting it up on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of. No, I've got, yes, scrapes, rubs, but yes, so lots of tracks. And that's where I've seen deer moving during the bow season.
So I'm kind of, you know, it's frustrating when you're trying to pick a spot, which takes me all back to you just need to roam around, wander aimlessly. That's going to be your best bet. The problem is when you do that, you're spooking deer. So you want to sit still, but you can only sit still for so long. And what I mean by that is not just in a day. I'm talking in 2 weeks. Go to the same spot, sit in the same spot, see the same scenery for 2 weeks straight. There's a deer run that's out there. There was fresh poop on it when you scouted it out, and now that you're hunting it, now there's nothing. Is it you? Is it the hunter? I don't know. Kind of is frustrating. You know, and I think for us the biggest difference is we don't really have a food source. We're, you know, for the most part, like pretty much fair chase. No scents, no lures, no wacky this, that, or the other thing. You're just picking a deer run. Hopefully you see some fresh poop, or you saw a deer on that run. So you're like, that's where I'm gonna hunt. And then what happens? You go up there and you hunt that spot, and you don't see anything. That's the half-mile stand. That's the way that one is. It looks so good in September. And then once I started hunting it in October, I'm like, I don't know, man. All these runs that are supposed to be here aren't really happening.
Maybe they busted you coming in, or you stunk up the joint, or like I was saying before they'd say, no, they move. Especially when you've got people that are coming through that we don't know about, stomping around on the woods.
Yeah.
And that's going to affect them, and they're going to be like, okay, well now it's, you know, October 1st to November 30th, there's a big difference in those 2 months of what's going to happen for the deer. Now, you know, the 2, 3, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever of the rut, where they're all getting chased around and the buck's only thinking about one thing, and then they'll go back to their feeding pattern, then the does will go and eat again, so it all changes. So it's kind of like, yeah, your October 1st blind may not be your...
Yeah, now it may not be your November 1st blind or your December 1st blind.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's leave that open for the discussion in the bottom there. Make your comments down there below. Tell us what you think. Let's get some interaction going here, people. Let's get some creative juices flowing.
Oil spill. So we know that song? Oil spill.
Oil spill?
Yeah.
Oh,
some people know what that means. They get this far into the video. Some people don't know what it means.
So tell us what you think about your stand placement. You know, how's it working for you? What causes you to put your stand in the areas that you're putting them in? And then how frustrated are you after you do all the scouting and set up your stand and find out that maybe I should have put it 100 yards over there or 100 yards over there?
And if it's a pop-up, yeah, that's a no-brainer. You just take it down, pop it back up. Tree stand, a little bit more work.
I guess it's different for us. Well, no, if you got private land, you're probably going to figure it out within a couple of years, and you're going to know. You know, I've seen some of these videos. These guys got these private land. What do they call them? Blinds up on stilts, and you know, that's it. That's where they're hunting at, and they're not moving. They're not moving. They're not moving
Yeah.
a different spot.
Yeah.
You're in for the game there. That's it. That's all she wrote. But on state land, when you've got other people that can furrow stuff along, then you just don't know what it's going to be like.
Well,
He's going to shoot the big buck right out from underneath you.
that's it.
Or if nobody shot him and he's made it another year, maybe next year it'll be a 10-point. Feet up, think back, and my legs are like, I'm going to fall asleep. I'm like, I don't do that. I'll sit up a little.
Sit up when you're sitting at the table. What's wrong with you? Sort of. Yeah, I walked out the door and I was like, really, the wind? Really? I don't have the pop-up blind set up, and I really need to throw a pop-up blind somewhere just so when it's windy or rainy or cold, I got a place to go hide.
Especially if you got a muzzleloader.
Yeah.
You don't want to get it wet.
So I may have to do that
Look at
tomorrow.
all that snow gone.
Today is it, the last day of gun season. November 30th. No more of the boobity boop. Now it's the click boom.
Don't say click.
The bang boom. I know, you get some PTSD over there, don't you? Alright. Well, I sprayed myself down with some deer dander. I'll spray myself down with some scent killer, because you know what? I was a nice guy and I made breakfast. And guess what? That breakfast has my place smelling like a breakfast restaurant. It smells like bacon, eggs, and French toast, and stale socks.
Is that what that smells?
Yep, now that's me thinking.
Special crazy.
I went out this morning. I didn't really give two shits about anything. I was angry. I went to bed angry. I got up angry. I don't like morning hunts. And of course, what happens? I go out there, drag my ass out there, tromp through the woods in the dark. I'm scared of critters. They're gonna eat me. And so I get out and I see a deer, and I'm like, okay, well, there we go. So there's everybody gonna say that's why you got to go in the morning, because the deer move all day long. You sit in your stand all day long. You should just never leave the woods. You should sleep out there, sleep in a sleeping bag in your stand. You're probably right. That's probably how some people shoot the big deer. But that all being said, after seeing a deer this morning, I'm like, man, this is it. I sprayed cover scent on me. I sprayed some deer dander, Dan Fitzgerald deer dander. I put some buck baits, Doe and estrus in my little canisters, and I opened them up and I hung them up. I got up on my stand. I hit my bleat call about every 45 minutes, and
used every trick in the book.
Yep. And you know what? Not a motherfucking thing.
And I didn't do any of that, and I saw the same thing that you saw.
I know. See? God. That's it. So I got to start carrying a whiskey flask with me, because I'm not driving, and if I
There's
keep
no
it,
need for you to suffer.
Yeah, if I'm sitting in, if I'm putting all my stuff away and want to have me a little sipper,
A snoot.
a little snoot, a little dram at the back of the truck before we get in, then no harm, no foul there, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm a grown man.
Yep.
I'm responsible.
Mostly. Yeah.
Mostly. That was
Nobody
it.
says that about you, as far as you know.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for the gun season. Bingo, bango, wango, no tango.
Well, like I said,
no
tomorrow
wango.
we
Tango.
just change.
Oh yeah, just
Change it, because it's still, your muzzleloader still shoots farther than your bow. So
yeah, we're pretty much it's hunting season. It's 3 months of hunting season. The only thing that changes is the weapon. And theoretically, you could just hunt for 3 months with your crossbow. That's it. Just buy a crossbow, hunt for 3 goddamn months. But no, I like to. It's like going to the Golden Corral. I like to taste the other foods. I like to sample everything that's out there on the platter.
I've been to a Golden Corral, because I've been to Florida. And if you've been to Florida, you've been to a Golden Corral.
All right, yeah. Well, there you go. But that's what hunting season should be. Try it with your bow and arrow. That's why we have an archery season. Then try it with your gun. That's why we have a gun season. And whatever gun you want to use, try it with a crossbow. Because I think really, if we were to truly, if Mike's in Mike's perfect world, if we were to truly do it the way that I think it should be done, I think that muzzleloader season, that's when you should be able to hunt with a crossbow, is during muzzleloader season. They're both kind of the same thing. Yes, a crossbow, as much as what they're shooting now is not what they shot back in the medieval times, but there was a crossbow, and it was an effective means to hunt with. Although I want to think that it wasn't as effective as a bow and arrow. I think they did it because recoil. Oop, can't say that.
Shit.
Because
You're gonna have to put one of those.
yeah, there'd be a big skip in here, but that's what that's what the dullards used, the drunkards. They're like, here, take this, go out on the battlefield. Huzzah!
Stoop. Now what do I do? Yeah, you get stuck with a lance. How's that?
Anyways, but muzzleloader season, I have actually thought seriously of, and maybe I will before I die, on my bucket list, is I'm going to get some traditional garb, and I'm going to go muzzleloader hunting in traditional garb, and there are a lot of guys that still do that. That's what the season was designed for.
You seen the guy in the Woods and Water magazine?
Yeah.
An article out like
yeah. That guy's cool as hell, man.
He writes a good article too.
Yep. But yeah, I thought it would be cool. You know, I got a pair of moccasins. Get a pair of breeches.
You got some brand new breeches.
Get some leggings and a coat sort of thing that they would wear, and just go out there. And then people would, like, you'd be walking down the road and people would look at you and go, what in the fuck is that? And I'd be like, I'd just look at them like with a ghostly stare, like I would look at them like I was a ghost, and they'd get all scared and they'd probably never come out to that neck of the woods again. But anyway,
I'd love for someone to comment if they know what melody I was singing. If you know it, don't say it. But when I said you got a brand new pair of moccasins, I said, yeah. Somebody.
Yeah, there you go. Make a comment down there.
There you go. Let's
whatever
see.
he is yapping about.
Show how old you are.
So now we go to muzzleloader season. I am gonna be using my Traditions 50 caliber load down the muzzle, ball and cap. I think Gray Bear has one of the new inline rifles that he may be using, but he also has a traditional, so I don't beat him up too bad. And I also, I bought a crossbow for my wife. My wife, and I occasionally borrow it, and I usually borrow it during the muzzleloader season. If it's rainy and crappy out, I might take the muzzleloader out, or I use it during gun season. In certain areas that I hunt during gun season. At this point in my life, I will refuse to use a crossbow during archery season. I have a bow. I can pull it back. That's what I'm doing. And we can, that argument, we've had that argument before. It goes all the way back, like go all the way back to the beginning days when they made the compound bow. All the traditional guys were like, that's not a round arrow, not aluminum arrow, and then we went to graphite and everything else. So I mean, times change. I know. You know what? We're two old guys. We're two grumpy old men, and that's just the way that it is. And we're gonna bitch about the things that we don't like.
I don't like coughing in the woods.
Period.
I'm against that.
If I have to cough, it's usually this. I'll go. I'll do that. And I try to stay away from the... I try to stay away from that. But if I feel like I have phlegm in my throat, I'll do that. And then if I have a cough, then it's like... And I'll usually put like something, like my glove, and stuff something over my face like you're trying to gag somebody.
Chloroform?
Yeah, for chloroform. There you go. Anyways, okay, we're going back. Muzzleloader tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.